Week 3 is almost over, and we've got a big matchup for our first game tonight on Thursday Night Hockey. It's the Stockton Heat and the San Jose Barracuda battling out in the Western Pacific. Both teams playing incredibly well, and the Barracuda at the top of the list, while the Heat look to be a repeat. Hi, everyone. I'm T. Sibbs, along with Vibes, hopefully in the not-too-distant future. We'll see if he shows up. And glad to have you with us for tonight's game. Again, two big teams, two teams that are playing incredibly well. Of course, the Stockton Heat, who are now a little bit of a rocky start early on, but have been playing well of late and are starting to show what got them there in the finals last year in Season 4. Meanwhile, the San Jose Barracuda have shown a tremendous turnaround from last season, playing incredibly well, battling it out right now with the Ontario Reign. And as we get a chance to look at the standings right now, you see the Barracuda at this point 4 points ahead of Ontario, and the Texas Stars back there, but the Stockton Heat now. Couple of losses in a row, but still playing a lot better than they had been. And you see what kind of a race this is right now. You know, San Jose playing very well, been incredibly hot early on. As you see, only 5 losses. And his team has, shown, as we said, tremendous upgrade from what happened last season. And, if you just look at some of the players for tonight's game, we talk about somebody like Squid, who is, again, having a pretty good season. 8 games played, 32 points on the season, 19 goals, 13 assists, a plus 26. He picked up right where he left off in the last game and in the last season, actually, and he continues to be a hot commodity for the San Jose Barracuda this season. Big contract for him, $9.25 million, but the way they're playing and the way the rest of this team is built, it's worth it to spend that kind of money on a player up front, and he certainly has paid off well for this San Jose team. Meanwhile, other starters tonight at center for for San Jose, Stoner Boy, who also in 8 games, 27 points, 10 goals, 17 assists. Razor Edge at the right wing, 30 points this season, 19 goals, 11 assists, and all in 8 games. So this team and this lineup, this front line here, just tremendous output from them, and reminiscent of a few teams that we saw last year, including the Stockton Heat, who had tremendous offensive output from their team. And so they continue to get great output and great defense. Bacon, Blitz, and the Killer going tonight on left and right respectively, and in goal, Ty Scott Tush. We saw him with Springfield last season. Certainly can be incredibly dominating in goal. Has had a fairly good season, 6-2 in this young season, and certainly the kind of goaltender who I believe can actually take you to pretty far if he winds up being a part of this team for the entire time, and we'll see how that all works out. But we're going to get Vibes in here shortly as I try to produce this show while we're here and getting a chance to get ready for this broadcast. And Vibes joins me now. Vibes, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Sibs? What's going?
Well, a big game is going tonight. We've got the Stockton Heat and the San Jose Barracuda, both teams. As we showed with the standings a little bit earlier, and we'll throw that up there again right now. It's the Barracuda with a 4-point lead over Ontario. These two teams have been battling quite a lot, and and you could talk a little bit more about this because as your part manager, as your big part of management this season for the Manitoba Moose. A lot of things going on in the management chat, a lot of moves, a lot of guys talking about movement, but not necessarily from these teams. I mean, we haven't heard an awful lot from Stockton. Every once in a while we see some discussion from them about possible trades or whatever, but there's not a lot coming out from them. And Ducks on the other side, Ducks fan is necessarily not making a lot of moves at this point now either. They're both picking and choosing when they have a good opportunity, but I think they probably pretty much like who they have right now.
Yeah, they do, and I mean, like most good teams, if something isn't working 100%, they give it a chance. You got to let things work out. You can't just right away abandon ship and everyone jump off, grab a life preserver. It's just not the way it works. So you got to give things to come around, and they're both calm, and you got some experienced guys running these teams, so they know what they're doing, and they're Stockton they started off slow, but they're starting to turn it around, and then the Barracuda they've been good all year, and I think they got the recipe, both teams.
And Stockton, a couple of losses in a row this week, but they started off a little rocky, and they have also been showing what they're made of. The couple of times I've seen them this season, they look like they have the same talent for the most part. I mean, obviously some of the pieces have moved out, but I think they're part of that. If you prove that, sort of proving out that if the core stays there, and the guys who ran the team last season, who know the team well this season, know what to expect from the guys who came back, does give you an advantage. And they didn't panic at all early on when they were below 500. They just settled down and have played tremendous hockey the past week and a half. And I got to imagine that kind of veteran leadership means a lot to a team, especially one that won it last year, and everyone's aiming for them now.
Yeah, I mean it definitely does, and I mean not to draw a comparison to us, but I mean we had a really miserable first week. Stockton did as well, and a lot of times you kind of just have to be that calm presence. That it's all right, boys. We'll get it together. Things will come about. Just relax. But also, it relies on the management to decide when it is time to say, all right, listen, we got to do something, and when it's time to say, we'll just let everything come around. And I think Stockton, they know when to do that and when not to do that. So
San Jose, again, as we've mentioned before, big changes, of course, with management. Every season, most teams have some kind of change going on with management. It's very rare you get something like Stockton going on where, guys come back and wind up running a team again. And with Loops there, and of course, the lineup going tonight, Ryan, User, and Pasta. I mean, we saw a lot of these guys last season. They're back again with Biggie on right D. That means an awful lot. But on the other side, the Barracuda with a total rebuild. And getting a guy like Squid on their team, again, we talked about his contract, $9.25 million. Seems kind of crazy to spend that much money, but I think if you find enough pieces around him and around the rest of the team at not a lot of money, you could afford to do something like that. And it looks like the Barracuda have been able to do that.
Yeah, the Barracuda were able to do it because, and I actually said when they had done it, because a lot of people got on them, and they were able to do it because they already had the pieces in place. So if you got a lot of guys at cheap contracts, at valued contracts, you can afford to spend a little bit, and that's what they did.
And always fun to try and build a team right from the top, but they were able to do it and not worry so much about how things were. It's not like a situation where they came into a really good team and a lot of the guys are around, and so you try and work in bits and pieces and try not to upset what kind of chemistry the team might have had. San Jose, rough season last season, and kind of not bad to be able to get a team like this start all over again and try and build something from the ground up. And this is a good example of a team that was able to do that, made some good bidding choices, and and wound up getting good quality players who also know how to play as a team. I think they have quite a few on this roster that that you might want to quantify as being able to have that ability. And they've done a heck of a job. Ducks fan, obviously their GM, but J-Cap is another quality player who is at AGM. When you can get two good players like that without a salary, I think that's a huge benefit to any team. And then Stoner Boy, Squid, Patriot of Canada, another guy who is starting to get some notoriety and has been playing tremendous. He's $500,000. Razor Edge, who's playing tonight, having a great season. He is at $750,000. Again, a lot of their team is flying high right now. Not a ton of big contracts, but Squid at his 9.25, 3.25 for Cuban on defense, 3.5 for Bacon Blitz, who you'll see tonight. And then their goaltending, Ty at $750, Nuo Kid at $500. When you make moves like that and you get quality players at a good price like they appear to have done, you could spend that kind of money that they did on Squid and still be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely allows a little bit more leverage as far as making that big move and being able to do it. And that's why a lot of times these prices that people pay are really relative, because if you're able to fill the other spots for, good value, then you can take a crack at somebody for $9 million. I mean, it's kind of, it's a big step to take because it's $9 million. So if that guy doesn't perform, you kind of look like the GOAT and not the good type. But you definitely can once you have those other spots sewn up already.
And so we'll be getting going shortly. Hopefully the game will get off on time. Still Thursday games this season. NHL has gone to no Thursday, going to Tuesday, 3 games there. And they're top of the hour, so it's not so bad. But, if we were to do this with the AHL vibes, and you're going to add a game on to one of the other nights, what do you do with that? Do you do 8:30? Is 11:30 too late? What actually is the right way to go about this for the AHL?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question because when they were, I felt like they were kicking it around early on, and they mentioned 11:30, and the real, just genuine, truthful outrage that I heard from people was quite bountiful. And even myself, I felt like 11:30. You got to be kidding me! I mean, it's almost time to eat breakfast, And we're gonna play hockey at 11:30. I don't know. It's crazy. So to answer your question, I really don't know. It's a tough one. Maybe you do 9:30, 10, and 11, or maybe you do. I don't know, but 11:30 is too late if you would ask me.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because we have a hard time right now. We're going to talk about it with the show tomorrow night, but we are having a difficult time as it is trying to get people to show up for games now at decent hours. I can't imagine who isn't going to show up for an 11:30 game. An 8:30 might be too early for some guys. I think you're better off with an 8:30 game, if anything, but I don't know. I mean, do you do it on a weekday? Do you do it Sunday? It's going to be tough to do, and I'm not sure what anyone's going to be happy with when it comes to an extra time there.
Yeah, it's definitely a square peg round hole situation. You gotta try and land the space shuttle on the moon, and it's not easy to do. It's really hard. It's like they say, you can't please everyone, right? So, I guess you got to pick and choose who you're gonna piss off. But all I gotta say is it better be the right group, because if it's the wrong group, I don't know how much more of this shit I could take as far as the ECUs are concerned. And we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's been a challenge. It's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been a game within a game. Let's just leave it at that.
We've talked about it a little bit this week, and about trying to field guys and trying to get everyone showing up. We'll talk again, like I said, we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but just in some preliminary statistical lookup, we're seeing a lot of teams that are having to use an awful lot of ECUs so far in 3 weeks. You came up with a number for your team, and you guys are successful, and yet you've had, 30 some odd ECUs used already?
25, and we're using one tonight.
Oh, 25,
which will be our 26th.
In 3 weeks. So that's over 8 a week. That's almost one a night that you're having to do.
Yeah, we've used 26 ECUs, including tonight.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. You can't, I can't for the life of me figure out how you can, you can commit to a league and, I understand the summer, but if that's the case, then don't join. I don't know what guys are doing this season. They commit to playing and then they don't show up.
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I guess it's understandable because it's summer and everything, but, kind of like you say, if you can't commit, then don't sign up. But at the same time, then we'd be complaining the other way because we'd be saying there's not enough guys. So I guess at least with them signing up, it creates the mirage that we have players, even though we really don't. But
right. Well, I'm not sure what the plan's going to be for the future, but we've got to find ways to get these guys if they're going to play to commit, and if they don't commit, then we've got to start penalizing them a lot more because it is just it's ridiculous.
You know what, Tibbs? Talking about this, I mean, you're playing with fire because I got so much stuff that I want to say, but I'm gonna hang on till tomorrow. I'm gonna show a little bit of self-control here and not talk about it too much. But yeah, it's been how do I say? It's been a pain in the balls. How about that? Just say that.
That's about as nice as you would put anything at this point.
Yeah, it's been a pain.
Well, we're hopefully going to get this game going soon. As you can see, the Stockton Heat are getting their squad together, and hopefully we will get a chance to see them get together and get this game going soon. No changes there for this squad. And as we said, the same starting lineup as we mentioned earlier. Pasta, User, and I'm drawing a blank on the third forward, and I'll get that for you shortly here. But, it is, again, a interesting team with User, Pasta, and Ryan up front. Steel City and Biggie on defense. Bourier, Salming starting in net for the Stockton Heat. And, of course, for San Jose, we mentioned Razor Edge on right wing, Squid on the left side, and Stoner Boy at center. Right D is the killer. Left D is Bacon Blitz. And the goaltender is Ty Gattush, who is, again, playing very well so far this season for Stockton, and their goaltending, tandem, and I tend to look, as a goaltender, I tend to look at that a lot because I just think it's such an important thing to look at, and their squad, has a pretty solid lineup up and down, but you look at the goaltending duo of Ty and Nuak Sid, or however you pronounce his name. Sid has played 16 games and doing well for San Jose this season. And, of course, Ty, who was with Springfield last season, helped keep that team in the running. And, again, having, another decent season so far. I want to take a look at New Kid, who's 12-3-1 so far on the season for the Barracuda. And, Doug's fan has been a solid player all of his career, but his ability to run a team was not something I knew, what his capability was. I certainly knew he was a responsible player, a good teammate, and somebody that that has had his time up in the NHL, but felt like he wanted to put together a squad. And not only is his skills of high level, but so far from what I've seen and what he's been able to do with this team, he's certainly in the running for manager of the year early on here, with making this team such a good contender in that Western Pacific.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job, and it leaves some questions because the Checkers did really good last season, and also a lot of people said that Ducks fan had a lot to do with that. And
Good
with
point.
this season, the way that Barracuda are playing and the way that team is constructed, it makes you wonder maybe he did have quite a bit to do with it.
Ducks himself, 24 goals, 10 assists right now, 7-1-1 on the season. He not only running a team, which, as you know, running a team and then also trying to play the game is not an easy thing to do. It can be a real pain in the ass to try and do both of these and feel like you've had enough time and you're able to put the best that you can out there. And Ducks has been able to do that, not only run a team, but able to play the game still at a very high level, and that says a lot about his ability in this league. And like I said, we know he's a good player, but to be able to combine them both and do them both well to this point, you got to hand it to him. He's the kind of guy you hope to see more of in the league as we start seeing more and more of these players. Maybe we find more guys like Ducks fan who are able to contribute the way he has to LG.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's definitely a guy that you would want on your team, whether he was manager or not. So having him as the manager is just an added bonus. And like you say, he prepares for the games as a player, and he prepares for running a team as a manager. So he's definitely doing a good job over there in San Jose, and I would definitely keep an eye on him and his team moving forward throughout this season and into the playoffs. Because they'll definitely be there. That's for sure.
Got a little bit of a notification that Squid is in an Xbox game right now, and so this one's going to get running a little late, and we'll get it to you as soon as we have everybody all set and ready to go. And for the time being, again, I don't want to blow a lot of what we've been talking about this week, but how about we give the fans a little bit of a preview of what might be on the docket for tomorrow night's show. And again, the AHL PSN this week airs now every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on this channel that you're watching right now, YouTube and LeagueGaming.com. And let's just say there is probably an awful lot of topics to talk about, and none of them are going to be a mild discussion. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, that's really safe to say, and it's going to be a lot of what we would call negative things. I got a lot of negative shit to say, and you know what? Here, I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek into it. Something that's not as important. We'll just because I know you guys all know the guy. I know you guys all know Bubba 17. He was what was he, GM or AGM of the Wild last season, season 4?
Yeah, AGM.
I'm not going to get too in depth here, but I just want to tell everyone that the guy is an absolute fucking psychopath. All right, stay away from him. He's got, look, mental health issues I take very seriously, and I always, try to lend an ear and a helping hand to people who have mental health issues. But the guy is a downright psychopath, and honestly, I lock my door at night now because I'm never sure when he might. I told him last night. I said, "Look, so now when I go to bed at night, I gotta look under the bed to make sure that you're not under there, because the guy's fucking nuts." Excuse my language.
Well, we're gonna get more into that. We've seen a lot of that today, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But meanwhile, the teams are now ready Squid is there, as you can see, and both teams are getting ready to get this game underway. The Barracuda, as we mentioned, lead. Hopefully we get this straightened out. Let's see. I think we're okay again now. But, yeah, so the game's about ready to get started here. And let me just make sure that Vibes can see this as well.
Yeah, I can. I got it.
All right. And we have a fight right away. Wow, that is very interesting. Don't know what this is about. I guess we have to. This is really odd to be seeing this at this point. Couple of fights. I don't know if maybe there was a disconnect. We'll have to take a look, but this is not a good way to start.
Tempers flaring here early.
Wow. I don't even think I've seen, forget about a broadcast, I don't think I've ever seen this in a regular game period during the season.
Well, I guess they had a score to settle, and hopefully the issue is resolved.
Now, they're quitting this game, and my guess is, yeah, there's probably a disconnect there that they need to deal with, so we'll get back to that shortly. But yeah, this is that was weird. A lot of fun to watch, but a little odd. So we'll be getting to this game here shortly. You don't see that often, and
no, you don't see that every day.
That was fun. They're still
kind of like the Rangers Devils game a few years ago, where right off the opening face-off, they all dropped the glove.
Well, you're not quite as old as I am, but and I'm gonna probably make a lot of people laugh. As a kid watching hockey back in the 70s into the 80s, a fight at the very beginning of the game, not uncommon. I mean, it's certainly, somebody scored, team started racking up goals on another team. All of a sudden, you'd see that team down, all of a sudden putting out a couple of enforcers. Then the other team would put out theirs, and drop of the puck, drop of the gloves, and there'd be a couple of big melees going on. That's how hockey used to be. It's not quite that way anymore. But fun to watch a fight, obviously on a disconnect right away. So we'll see how this works going forward. But we are hoping to be able to show you this game, and now they're accepting challenges. So we'll get back over to this one as soon as they start lining up. And looks like they're about to. So, yep. Let's cut back over to the game video. And I don't know if we see any difference. I don't know if the goaltender is from that name is the same that we were expecting to see tonight from the Barracuda, but
well, the way this season's gone, I wouldn't doubt that it's an ECU.
Oh, we're back again to get rid of this screen so you can actually see the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be interesting.
Sorry about that. And a face-off again, and so now they're looking, I thought we're looking to take a penalty, but maybe not. They just start the game off with Stockton controlling. User trying to get something going, but now puck taken away, and the Barracuda looking to move out. Play by Ryan there, breaking it up, and now there's an offside, so the face-off just outside of the Stockton zone, just underway here in the first period. The Heat, the Barracuda, right here on LG and the YouTube channel. Slow going as the Barracuda flip it over the glass, and another face-off. Puck stolen, nice play by Pasta. Gets a pass across, broken up there by the Killer. He had Ryan R there, but Killer was able to push the puck off his stick, and a hold by Ty. And now Stockton wins the faceoff. Shot blocked partially. And now Pasta with a nice steal, but then gets it knocked off his stick. And the Cuda will now start up. Good defensive play there by Biggie. Pasta. User in front, tries to find Pasta, and Biggie now trying to keep it in. Had Ryan available, but now gets it back out in front from Pasta. Ryan, a shot goes wide to the left of Ty, and the Barracudas start out with it. Squid, shot, good save there by Salming. Steele gets it over to Biggie. Loses it, gets it back. Ryan. Good check by Killer. Now pass back, and we're having a little buffering issue here on the play. Now Ryan. Good shot, point blank, but Ty holding ground. Biggie, again, another block. San Jose has been able to stop a lot of opportunities by blocked shots, but another good opportunity there by Ryan and another save. It's been all Stockton so far in this one. Barracuda starting out. Shot by Razor goes wide. Attempt by Squid to get it back on net. Goes around. And that's the end of their opportunity. Now coming back the other way is Pasta. Do you start working the puck around differently, Vibes? Do you dump it in if you're struggling like the Barracuda are so far?
It's still early, but I mean they're having trouble even getting in the zone right now. So they've had a few chances, but mostly just a bunch of one and dones, you know.
Puck knocked into the Stockton bench. And we'll get a face-off again as we're approaching the 5-minute mark here in the first period. 5 minutes left to go. Penalty is coming up against Stockton, and this might be a first good opportunity for the San Jose Barracuda, as obviously Pasta is going off, and we're going to have to watch this one from the bench.
It around at all.
High sticking penalty, as you hear, called against Pasta. Good point shot there by Bacon. With the Heat able to thwart that effort. Now back the other way. Good shot, just goes wide. Good opportunity there by Steele, but not able to get it on net. And the Heat able to break up that opportunity and flip it out. 30 seconds left to go in the penalty. Picked up there by Ryan. Good save. Went glove side on Ty, but a good save there. Another shot. Stockton killing off a penalty as now the teams are at even strength. San Jose not able to get much going there, but luckily for them, still a scoreless game here as we reach 2 minutes left to go in the first period. San Jose bunching up, trying to use numbers. Good shot, but right there, user pick, waiting on the rebound.
Kind of felt like that was coming.
User
Stockton's
from
done a really good job of getting the Barracuda to move out of position in their own end. Just really great working the puck around.
Stockton with the first strike in this one late in the first period as the last seconds are winding down. San Jose trying to get something going, but the Heat really have controlled them defensively and have not been able to get much going against the Stockton defense. This defense just reloading again, as you see the stats. San Jose with only 3 shots on goal, minute 2 on time and attack, and so far it's been Stockton all in the first period here. That goal at 19:02, user pick from Pasta and Ryan. off the rebound on the shot by Pasta. And if there's a couple of things this team likes to do, Vibes, they like to look for that rebound, but they also like to do a lot of give and go. We've seen that in past games. You could see that in some of the games they've played this season. This line likes to do a little bit of a give and go on the passing.
They certainly do, and the other thing, too, is they're patient, right? They wait. They wait for their shot. They don't just throw pucks randomly at the net, and any shot they take, they pick it out, and then they take it. So
San Jose trying to get opportunity, missed shot right in the slot there. As they get it back now, a shot again on goal, good save. And now Salming almost gets it slipped by him behind him, but he's able to make the save. And first decent opportunity for the Barracuda. Good intercept there, and oh, an amazing save. Just getting the foot on it, Salming on a great opportunity there. Looked like Stoner Boy is the one who had that. Good interception by him, but Salming with a great save.
the first half of this game has just been a great representation of what these teams are. Stockton is, you know, they can be a little methodical at time and pick their spots, and then the Barracuda are just a quick strike offense.
Salming now way out of the net, but he's able to get back in. There was a chance there for San Jose to capitalize on, but they could not find the puck, and now Stockton back the other way. Pasta flips it on. Ryan not quite in position to get the rebound, and so that one gets pushed out. San Jose back the other way, puck behind the net. Biggie trying to break it up. Now Stockton starting out. You know, we often talk about this offense for the Heat, but, you know, these forwards, and if you watch this game, they are coming back to help out. And you see User pick a lot right in the slot. Yeah, absolutely. Great pass to User in the middle, but nice save by Ty as he's in position. Now San Jose looking for some opportunities on rebounds there, but nothing doing. And coming back the other way now, San Jose. Off the post. Good opportunity there. Nice try by Stoner.
I'm going to say something that might be a little weird. Stockton better get another one soon because it's coming. The Barracuda goal is coming.
Another save by Salming. That one just goes wide. And they, as you mentioned, San Jose now getting more opportunities in front. And they are flipping it on net. They have decided we just got to get it on. Good pass out front. Good shot. But again, Salming is there to make the save. No icing on this one as San Jose comes back, trying to start again. They have now turned on the offensive jets and are trying to make something happen as we are under 7 minutes left to go in the second. Good shot and a good goal. Got Salmon moving. And that was Squid getting credit for the goal.
Well, I knew I could feel it.
So Squid at 14:47 ties this game at 1. And you being the soothsayer saw that coming. But obviously San Jose decided to just try and get the puck in deeper, get it on net. And it started opening up the defense, and it sure looked that way. Now again, another opportunity. Good break up there by Steel City. Still not controlling it. Now behind his own net. Flips it up to Pasta.
The momentum swings are just ridiculous because, I mean, at this point now, Barracuda have almost taken control of the game.
Opportunity there again for Stockton, not able to get it going, and now trying to get back into the zone. Ryan dangling away as we get under a minute left to go in the second period. Good break up there, nice play by Killer, and Barracuda trying to come back out the other way. But again, Stockton now have taken a little bit control in his last couple of minutes. Here we go on a opportunity. Beautiful pass, nice shot, but off the post and not able to put that one home. But you're so right, Vibes. This momentum has swung the other way, and now look at that. San Jose out shooting Stockton 12-8 now after 2 periods, and the time on attack almost even.
Yeah, and it changes quick, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like one team has it, and then next thing you know, you watch it and you realize that it's starting to flip in the other direction. And Stockton started to do a good job there at the end of roping in a little bit and maybe get things going in their favor. But as of right now, I'm going to say that this is San Jose's game at this current point in time. Whether or not they're able to finish it off remains to be seen. But they've definitely they've turned it into their favor at this point.
We're underway here in the third period, and now the Barracuda coming back, flipping it on net. Opportunity there, hits both posts. Another post. Oh my! This is absolutely ridiculous. San Jose with golden opportunities, and on 2 shots hits 3 posts. But now have come back and have put this one home. And again, it is Squid with the goal in this third period.
Snowball's getting bigger.
So Squid from Razor and Stoner Boy. And now San Jose finding themselves in the lead the first time, but back the other way. Again, good passing, and Pasta jams one home.
That happened quick. Sometimes you don't see him coming.
Pasta from Ryan at 3:56, and that quickly it's tied again. But like you said, the momentum is shifting back and forth.
Yeah.
Now San Jose trying to work it out. And while I thought maybe the goaltending could be the big difference in this one, both teams have found that that if they flip it on net or get anything on net, it is a tremendous bonus. And San Jose for sure have been able to get Salmon moving because anything on net has got him moving.
Yeah, Barracuda are they're either plumbers or porn stars because they're laying the pipe right now.
Back the other way, and San Jose again trying to get something going. In front, pass broken up by our user. Pasta tries to get out. He gets tripped, and there will be a penalty on San Jose. A power play here for Stockton at 11:08. We'll see if they can capitalize on this. Good play by Pasta. Now user back out to the point, but Steele is not against the board, so that one goes back all the way into the Stockton zone. Pretty methodical team, the Heat, so this plays into how they play. Offsides, obviously, and so this is the kind of situation where they get to set up Vibes and they get to run a play, and this is why they kind of like these opportunities, not just for the extra man.
Oh, yeah.
Shot on net, broken up, and Steele getting off an opportunity, but Ty was there on the corner. Now back up the middle. User gets knocked off the puck. Now good check by User. Puck almost out of the zone. Steel City stops it, gets a shot on net, and Ty with the save. Pasta flips it over the shoulder of Ty, and another goal for Pasta.
I was just about to say, as this clock dwindles down and the time grows thinner, Stockton becomes more and more favored to win it because they always seem to find a way in these sorts of games, you know?
And that is absolutely the case. It's exactly what we saw last season. And another goal, and Pasta is now on fire. That quickly. Stockton 4-2. And again from User. Now Stockton again trying to get something going. Biggie flips it on. User. Good shot, goes over the net. Could not keep it in, but Steel City will get a chance to flip it. Goes out of play. Now we're going to see a timeout taken by San Jose. Pasta, the last 3 goals for his team in this third period. 12:05, the time of the last goal. And again, by user pick, he's assisted on his last 2 goals. And that quickly, this line puts them at a 4-2 advantage. And it's amazing how quickly this team can get right back into it.
Yeah, they're good, and they know how to win these games.
Face off now. Puck pushed into the zone. We're coming up on 5 minutes left to go in the third period. 4-2 lead for Stockton. Pass broken up now. San Jose trying to get something in front. Good opportunity, but a nice breakup. Again, his user pick comes back on defense and clogs up the middle. And that's what I was saying a little bit earlier too, Vibes. User comes back so far into the zone and into the slot that he makes it incredibly tough for anything to happen in front of the net. He really helps out his defenseman. And, you know, if you're talking about a defensive forward, a user right now showing exactly how to play that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's vital on a winning team. You know, you like those forwards that know how to play both ends.
3.5 minutes left to go here in the third. Face off again as San Jose trying to find an opportunity, but now user middle of the ice open, tries to get a pass off, but it's broken up. Steel City flips it over, gets it to Ryan, flips it over to the right side to Pasta. Shot goes wide. User gets it. Comes back around. Shot from Biggie is broken up. Pasta again trying to push that puck into the net. A couple of rebounds there. Again, Ryan.
Gonna need one quick.
And Ryan with a blast from the corner. A tremendous shot. And just that quickly, another goal for Stockton. And this one out of reach now as San Jose getting a little bit of a lesson here, and yet another goal. And Stockton pouring it on at this point.
Yeah.
Ryan, his second goal in this game. And as this one winds down, 30 seconds left to go in the third period. San Jose trying to get something going offensively. They had that one burst, Vibes, and it's been very little since then.
Yeah, for a while it seemed like they were on the verge of maybe taking the game over, and that didn't really pan out. So it's been old Stockton lately.
Shot off the post again. Salmon covering it up now and holding.
But I mean, you know, to their credit, the Barracuda have they have 2 goals and about 35 posts. So, yeah, they're doing something.
Yeah, absolutely. Face off here again, deep in the Stockton zone. As we count down the last couple of seconds in this one. And game now over. And the Stockton Heat, after being down 2-1 in this game in the third period, came back and scored 5 straight goals. A natural hat trick by Pasta and then 2 by Ryan to finish it off here very late in the third period. And the Stockton Heat now have shown that they are not going to just go by quickly in this league. They're back to win this one again, and any hopes of San Jose maybe pushing them off and not needing to worry about them too much, Vibes. It's yet another team that San Jose has to be concerned about and have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in a way this is Stockton stating their claim to the division, and saying, sure, you guys have you've been off to a good start and everything, but basically this is still our house, and that's pretty much what they stated tonight, and they came out and did it emphatically, and you got to give a little bit of respect to Stockton and anyone who doubted them early on. Well, I guess you were a little bit foolish because they're for real and they're here to play.
Pasta, as you see, 3 goals, 3 assists. Ryan 2 and 2. User 1 and 2. Squid 2 goals on the night. Certainly the offensive output there by him, but not an awful lot of shots. 14 total for San Jose and 16 for Stockton, but some really solid opportunities, good quick passing. And when we talk about these teams, when you talk about especially Stockton, you're talking about a team that has prided themselves on being able to run plays, being able to, to make an opportunity from good passing and including everybody in the offense. And I think they absolutely did that tonight, and made a statement that they are, they're not sitting back there hoping somebody gives them a break. They are going after it, and this
Yeah,
West has just gotten much, much tougher.
yeah, it has, and they've definitely stated that they are here to stay and they're not going anywhere, and they're going to make another bid at the championship here. So, I mean, I don't think anyone really doubted Stockton. I mean, at least the people with brains never did, and they're gonna be here for sure. And you know what? I'm just gonna be honest. I'm yeah, sure. I run the Moose, and the Moose are my team, and they're number one in my heart for sure. But I'm a Stockton fan. I am a Stockton fan, and they're a good team, and with good reason that I like the team a lot. So.
Well, we have I guess you'd call him the star of the game with 3 goals and 3 assists. Pasta has joined us now on the broadcast. And listen, congratulations on a hell of a win. Started a little slowly tonight, both teams, but, third period was all yours. Talk about what you guys were trying to do early on and what adjustments you made when it came time for the third period.
Well, we try to set the tone. The first period was a really good period from us,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, and then they came really hard at us in the second one, and we kind of played on our toes for the second period. So then we kind of regrouped for the third, and then Stockton happened. But yeah, I think San Jose was pretty unlucky though in the second period. They got quite some posts there.
Yeah, there was a couple right in a row there that were kind of ridiculous off the first shot hitting 2 posts and then the second shot hitting another. But you guys, we were talking a little bit about what we see defensively, and one of the things we mentioned was how you guys come back, and what we really noticed is user pick at center. He comes so far back, he fills in that slot and plays tremendously. For a forward who's always in the play, he's always back right there helping out on defense, and maybe one of the better defensive offensemen that we see in this league. That helps out the defense tremendously when your forwards are that active in your own zone.
Yeah, of course. And Ryan is pretty good defensively too. I'm probably the weakest forward defensively on that line. And Jack user pick was a right D for a long time before switching to forward. So that's probably the reason he's so good defensively. And then Ryan is just hitting everything that moves. So there's not a lot of options when you go on attack against them. Tonight it was kind of scary though because they had tremendous forwards on the other side too. So, but it was a good game. So.
What kind of, what was the game plan? Obviously, this San Jose team has been pretty solid so far this season, getting a lot of offensive production, decent goaltenders. What was, did you guys have a basic outline of what you really wanted to do in this game?
Yeah, I just added Squid on PSN, and I played with him earlier today just to like study him, I guess. And
Ah.
yeah, that was like no, honestly, the game plan was just not changing the way we play, just trying to focus and play our game hard. I mean, I believe we can beat pretty much anyone if we work hard at it, and that just shows like that's a tremendous line on the other side, and we were able to beat them. So why change the game plan?
I hate to put you on the spot here, but you look at season 4 team and you look at what you see so far with this team. How would you compare the two squads at this, so far after 3 weeks? It's not a big sample size, but you've probably seen enough of these guys play now. How would you compare the last season's team to this season?
Talking about Stockton or San Jose?
Oh, your team, Stockton.
Uh, um, that I won't comment on that.
You won't say
That's
one
not
way.
my
Well,
job.
okay, I don't blame you for that one, but do you think the talent level is still pretty high? I mean, obviously the talent level last season was incredibly high for your team. Do you think you still
Yeah,
have that kind of level of talent this season?
obviously, last season's talent is really hard to get close to that type of quality players. But I believe we have really good players on our team. The only difference is that we didn't know each other as much as like the whole group last season. So there's just chemistry issue. But as you can see in the last 2 weeks, he's getting there pretty well. So yeah, I'm pretty confident in that group still. But I'm not gonna compare it to last season.
Now, you see a lot of teams making a lot of moves right now. Early in the season, certainly, you got to question whether or not the moves are really valid. Are managers panicking? Vibes and I talked a little bit about this in the pregame, and one of the things that I think we kind of agreed upon is that with the two teams tonight, with San Jose and with you guys, you're not. You're out there, you're listening, you're certainly open to anything that might come your way, but you guys aren't worried. You started out a little slow, but there was no big concern. There was no big movement of anything.
Oh,
That kind
yeah.
of stability, I think, says a lot about the experience you guys have, but also the belief in your players that things are going to come around.
Yeah, of course, and obviously, if we finish like first in in our division or not, the goal is to make the playoffs.
Right.
So it might be a little bit like bumpier, or like our way through there might be like a bumpy ride, but we'll make it, and we're gonna be competitive once come playoffs. We just had like I would say 1 or 2 tough weeks, and we're just showing that with that group we can easily compete with any team.
How do you measure up this entire Western Pacific? You've been looking up at a couple of teams like San Jose and Ontario, but you guys, there are other teams that you have to worry about. Texas is there again.
Yeah, with your crazy line.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, crazy and crazy. The Gulls are a pretty good team who are right there, pretty much with you. And Tucson's got some talent. They haven't quite turned it around yet, but they are certainly a team that's capable. Talk a little bit about what you're seeing so far in the Western Pacific.
Um, I know pretty much like all these like all the first liners in that division, and they're like I can tell you that they're really solid guys. Um, we saw last season how solid Texas was, and they can be as solid this season if they want to. Um, Ontario is really good, and obviously San Jose. Like I just knew from the beginning like how competitive these guys would be, and they just show it night after night, except when they come across the pasta. But
Well, you've got certainly plenty of the season left to go, but I can't imagine that Stockton is not going to is going to take is going to change anything that they've been doing. Certainly looks like you guys are going down the same path that you went down last season, and I can't imagine the strategy has really changed much for you guys from season 4.
no, it's basically the same. Just trying to get a lot of games together as a whole group and communicating, trying to get everyone involved, and that's how you're gonna have success.
Well, listen, Pasta, thanks a lot for your time. We appreciate it tonight, and best of luck the rest of the season. And try and take it easy on me when you play me next time.
Yeah, I'll try, man. And thanks for the show and everything you do.
I appreciate it. And thank you for streaming the game tonight. We appreciate your effort.
Sure. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks a lot. Pasta from the Stockton Heat. Hat trick tonight, 3 assists, and a solid game all around. And again, vibes. I kind of feel like I'm watching season 4. I don't see much of a difference with this team. I know Pasta doesn't want to say whether there's the team he cherished last season is as good or better or worse than this season, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference so far in what I've seen in Stockton in the last week or so.
They're good. They will definitely be there. I think they're not as strong on the back end as they were last season. Obviously, a lot of the forwards are returning, so there's definitely a lot of similarity there. Forward group overall probably about even, but I think they lack a little bit in defense in comparison to last season. And then I don't think the goaltending is as good. But that being said, they're a very solid team, and I mean, I think they proved tonight that you better take them for real. And anyone who doesn't is sadly mistaken.
Well, we've got, I'm sure, plenty more games coming up for you folks to watch. We'll be skipping around a little bit the first few weeks. We'll be getting more games on later on in the season, certainly after the trade deadline, and things start heating up. We'll be airing more of these games. We had a good matchup tonight between two top teams, one leading the Western Pacific and the other one the champion from last year. We saw a solid game pretty much for most of it until Stockton just took over with their offense and just pummeled San Jose towards the end. The Barracuda certainly made a good show of it and came back and had a 2-1 lead, but Stockton and their offense in that line just overpowering and leading them to a 6-2 victory tonight. Any final thoughts on this game and on what you're going to have to deal with in the Western Pacific? You're going to see these guys plenty of times this year.
This was a hell of a game. Yeah, we beat them last night. And I'm actually going to put up a poll question to the LG community, and the question is going to be, if you happen to play the Manitoba Moose in the playoffs, do you guys lose in 5 games or 6 games? And that's going to be an open question to the entire LG community. And, you have 2 choices, either 5 or 6, and you let me know what you feel.
Well, that's Vibes. Again, thanks for joining me tonight, buddy. And we will be on the air tomorrow to talk everything AHL PSN. And I would suggest everyone tune in because this is going to be an interesting show. This is going to be an amped up Vibes, an amped up T-Sibs, as amped up as Dead Soul can get, which is maybe
which
a half a heartbeat more.
It's going to be pretty monotone for him, but he's passionate. I promise. You're just going to have to take my word for it. I guess.
Absolutely.
How about this? When he says something, I'll tell you what he really means. We'll do that tomorrow.
All right. Well, Vibes, thanks a lot again. When we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Yeah. Thank you. This was great. This was fun.
That's it for tonight's game. It was the Stockton Heat beating the San Jose Barracuda by a score of 6-2. I'd like to thank you for watching tonight, and we'll be back more with Thursday Night Hockey down the road. Tune in tomorrow for the Friday night version of PSN This Week. Until then, T-Sip saying so long.